Hello, welcome to Bipolar Living with Michael Armstrong, Part 4. Last time I told you I was psychotic when I was called to the bar, which should have been a great celebratory day in my life, turned out to be a bit of a nightmare for those who loved me and who were there. I arrived at the auditorium where the event was to be held with my gown, my legal gown. I went downstairs, joining everyone changing into their gowns. I suddenly found myself believing that I was switched back in time to 10 years before at a camp where I had my first psychotic break. And I decided to take a shower because I noticed that the washrooms in that area of the downstairs where the ballet dancers would normally refresh after dancing. So I wandered about the place quite naked, and everyone else is in their legal gowns. It was a bit of an extraordinary sight, I'm sure. No one really behaved as though they noticed at all. Anyhow, I was the last person up from the basement, the last person gowned, the last person in my place in the auditorium for the event. And then part two of the strange behavior came along, in that when you're psychotic, quite often you try and figure out subtext to what people are saying. Plots or the content of messages becomes an exercise in trying to figure it out. You don't take anything at face value in conversation. You're always looking for hidden messages. So I was sitting in the auditorium audience with all my fellow graduates, and on stage they were about to give an honorary degree to a lawyer whose last name was O'Brien. Now, this triggered in me Vincent O'Brien, who's a world-famous horse race trainer. I'm a huge fan of horse racing. It has really saved my life in many ways, just because it's been such a wonderful hobby. But when they said that name, I thought, in my great grandiosity and colossal ego that emerges with psychosis, that they were actually talking about having me go up there for some reason. So I got up, went out to the aisle, and went on stage. Very quickly was hustled away from the scene. People realized, or probably thought, I was going to protest some social justice cause, who knows what, when I actually was just going there to see what would happen next. Vincent O'Brien, the trainer, had trained one of my favorite horses of all time, the son of Northern dancer called Nijinsky. And it was clear to me when I heard that last name that that's what they were talking about. So I ended up being put into a small room and was let out to take the swearing in and all of that on occasion, and then put back in the room. I guess the doctor was called. And the whole day ended up going home. My parents, quite brokenhearted, I'm sure. My godfather was there as well, confirmation sponsor, and he was, I'm sure, just devastated. And I was tired. So I went to bed and very soon ended up in hospital, where I needed to be, that's for sure. I wonder if I was legally ever sworn in as a lawyer, because I was quite out of my mind at that point of the experience. But here I am. I did accomplish it. I feel proud of it. I'm not too happy with that day, but I have the memories in any case. And it is pause for thought when you think of the reality of the mental illness in my life, for sure. Oh, so until next time, this has been part 4. Be well, and I will probably be talking more about my first experience the next time. Okay?